thank you for your grace. Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
The Bible says that the grace of God is sufficient for you. Are you a believer in that grace? Let's show it. For all your blessings in my life, I thank you for your grace.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Insane Encounter. It's my pleasure being with you. My name is Emmanuel. In today's program, I'm dedicating this topic to the youth and the young adults all over the world, most especially to the eastern part of Nigeria, where they are being abused, where they are being kicked around, where they are less important than the cows walking on the streets. Why am I taking this topic and making it a special program today? You cannot be abused without your consent. You cannot be insulted in the modern time without your consent. When you give your consent to be treated badly, you have yourself to blame. When you allow yourself to be valued less than cows walking around and herdsmen with AK-47s and AK-49s walking around, you have yourself to blame. In the world of today, you take your future into your own hand. You have the right to protect yourself. You have the right to tell somebody, stop. If that person doesn't stop, it is your duty, it is a challenge to you to defend yourself. There have been so many photos going over the internet, over the Facebook and all stuff. Cows marching into schools, chasing students away, chasing teachers away, destroying school materials, and nobody does anything. I have seen a cow that somebody is going on a bike and the cow jumped out and hit that person. They died, or maybe almost died. Why do you keep quiet? Why do you want to be chased away from your own home? And where you run it? And what are you going to do? And for how long will you run? And for how long will you be complaining? And whom are you complaining to? You're complaining to the owners of the cows. Because when they send out those herdsmen with such sophisticated guns, they know why they're doing that. They are using them to see how you react. And when you value yourself less than those animals, what do you think will happen? They come with plan B. And the plan B will be more disastrous. And you will have nowhere to go. And you'll be killed. Your father will be killed, your mother will be killed, brothers will be killed, your sisters will be raped and killed, children will be killed, and you will have no home. And your generation will be wiped out. And it will be a shame on you if these things happen at your own time. You have the challenge to tell somebody, you cannot abuse me anymore. Tell somebody, animals, cows belong at the ranch. And you make them do that. You don't beg them. You force them to do that because that's their human right. God didn't create cows to overrun men. No. And most especially the eastern part of Nigeria, we have so much sophisticated, educated men and ladies. So many people with so much money, and none of you can come out boldly and openly defend yourself. You just stay at the corners at your homes complaining. Cannot come to the public and tell the government enough is enough. And for how long will you do that? And for how long, I ask again, will you do that? Or running away, running for your life, where are you running to? Which place is better than your home? People come to your home, they take your things, dig your oil, dig your mineral resources, take them away, put a pipeline for thousands and thousands of miles. Maybe at your own area, you don't have light, no energy, no gas. Sometimes you get petroleum, sometimes you don't get. But these mineral resources that make people multi-billionaires are coming right from your father's land. And you pretend like you don't know what you're doing, or you pretend like you don't know what is happening, and people steal all your things. You start complaining. And those people are not stronger than you. They are not more educated than you. They are not even educated, most of them. They can't even write their names. And they come to you, a college graduate, a very good businessman. And they come to you, they take your things because they have AK-47. These things don't work in this modern time. Maybe it happened like, let's take it like 100 years ago, 150 years ago, but in the world of today, in this 21st century, it does not happen. You have to wake up. You have to wake up before it is too late. Because the things that are happening in Nigeria now are so crazy. It's out of control. There was an incident. Somebody went to the radio station and expressed himself and told us what he saw and what he heard about the criminals over there at Sambisa and those who are responsible. You know what happened? What happened is that the director of that radio station was fined $15,000. And the man who came to the radio station, because he's from that side, nothing happened to him. That has to happen. And the most annoying thing in Nigeria, again, goes to our policemen and our soldiers. When you go to the barracks where these people live, you'll be very, very sorry that human beings live in those areas. Very nice, daily. Buildings that were there over 50 years, nothing happens. Maybe a policeman with like 5 children in one bedroom, no toilet, no kitchen, your wife cooks outside, the soldiers do something, and somebody will tell you, go there and kill those people, go there and shoot those people because they are complaining. And this thing they are complaining is about you, for your own best interest, for your own children. That you go there because you are given a gun, shooting at people indiscriminately, kicking and destroying properties, and you forget why those people are protesting. It's for the best interest of you and them. And you don't really care. At the end of the game, who loses? You lose more than those other people. Because with the salary you're getting as a policeman, as a soldier, can't even pay for one of your children's education. One. And maybe you have 5 or 6, as the case may be. And you don't think about it, and those people in the government, they send their children away to different countries for better education, so that they will come back again and start using your own children. And that doesn't bother you. And most of the people we have in politics in Nigeria is very, very sad, very, very unfortunate. The people we call our politicians, the senators, members of the House, practically they go there for their own benefits. I remember, like in America, they say that America is the capital of democracy. Why is it the capital of democracy? Because America is where you can openly and freely express yourself. People have had several times how people make joke of Trump, Bill Clinton, all of them, Bush. It's a country you express yourself. Your God-given freedom. You use it. Nobody should take it away from you. Nobody. But the most unfortunate thing in Nigeria, most particularly on this eastern part of Nigeria, is that except Chief Abaribe, no one else cares about these people. It's only one man. He has only one voice, and he has only one vote. There are many other senators, many others of members of the House. They don't do anything. They go there so much afraid to offend their friends, their friends from the north, the emirs, and other people. We had the other time someone who was so bold to tell us that not every bandit is a criminal. If he's a bandit and he's not a criminal, what is it? A bandit is not a criminal, and someone comes to the television and talk about it and get away with it. They know what they are doing, and they know why they are behaving that way. When you're in a country, your president cannot come out for one day or once, give a press interview to the journalists, to the pressmen, and stand before them and give answers to some questions. What does that mean? You cannot come out for your own press to ask you why you value cows more than the human beings, more than the citizens. Why do you waste money, sharing money, giving cash money to criminals, to impress them, to make them happy? You say the leader of the country. Why can't you come out, explain about the rumors, people saying that the president is dead, Buhari is dead? You should come to the press. Say, I'm here, talk to me. They say I'm dead. What's going on? And they will ask you questions and give you their own impressions, and you're not doing that. And one thing that bothers me, which I really want to know, how much the governors, the president, all the politicians, how much do they pay? How much is their tax? Did they pay any tax? How much is it? I never heard about it. Never heard that this year the governor of Lagos, Imo State, Anambra, Kaduna, Kano, that he paid like $1,000 or $30,000 naira or any other amount of pounds as tax. None of them talk about that. What do they do with their money? No good roads, no water, no energy of any kind. They go outside the country, some of them invest in foreign countries, spending billions and billions of dollars in foreign countries. How do you, the youth and the young adults, allow that to happen? You're afraid to die? You're afraid to come out? You want to be the friend of the police commissioner, the governor, the senator? You don't want to say anything that will offend them? And who loses? You. At the end, you have no job. Some of them get into criminal activities because you can't help yourself, you can't feed yourself. But if other youths will come out without fear or favor, when these things happen, throw away the fear. Like Caesar said, why man doth bestride another world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under their huge legs and find ourselves in dishonorable graves? Why do you allow these people to stand on your way, to stand on your future? You cannot eat properly. You cannot invest in your future. You cannot think of your family. You cannot think of what you can do for anybody because you have been intimidated. And because of fear, you are running away. You are hiding. Tomorrow they come out and give you little money to impress you. And you jump on their side thinking that they are with you. They are not with you. They are not with you. They know what they are doing. Like someone was telling me about politics, what politics is made of. And he said that poly, in the Greek word, poly, in the Greek word, means group of people. Group of people. Many people. And ticks, in Latin, means blood sucking. Ticks, in Latin, means blood sucking. That's how it used to be. And you mix them together. That those politicians, what they are, blood suckers. Politicians, that's what they are. Blood suckers. They suck you to death. You don't get up, you'll be useless in your life. Or you may die. You waiting for Sunday, something will happen, the angels will jump from the heaven, coming to do what you're supposed to be doing here. God has given you the intelligence. God has given you the sight to know what is happening around you. Giving you the ears to hear what they're telling you they're going to do about you. And you're running away because of fear. Like Shakespeare said again, cowards die many times before their death. The villain never tasted death, but once. Of all the wonders yet I have had, seems to me most strange that men should fear. Death, being the necessary end, will come when it will come. But here, the most miserable thing is for you to die a miserable death. To die suffering for nothing. And when God has given you the opportunity to live well, when God has given you the opportunity to be healthy, and you choose to fear and die miserably. In this 21st century, it's not supposed to happen anywhere. People should have the courage to ask questions, and when those questions are not answered, you have the God-given privilege to tell people, no, we don't want this. Enough is enough. I'm not giving you the permission to insult me. When policemen are at the airports for rent, where does it happen? They are for rent. You get to the airport, you want to rent a policeman, you give them money, and they give you as many as your money can afford. You want 2 policemen, 3 policemen to follow you anywhere you go. And armed robbers, herdsmen, kidnappers are roaming all over. And nobody comes after them. But you rent the police, spend your money, and when people come from outside, those in diaspora, coming home to visit their families, brothers and sisters, they'll be killed, they'll be kidnapped for money, they'll be raped, and nothing happens. And you call it a government. And we call it a government, and you debate about it every day, every week, every month, and no change is happening. But my annoyance is that this eastern part of Nigeria we are talking about over and over again. These are people that have extraordinary talent in anything they do. Even when they fought the war for 3 years with nothing, had nothing. Blockade, air, land and sea. And they fought war for 3 good years. produce their own ammunition, were so gallantry in the battlefields, and they didn't look at anybody's faces. And they were bold and proud of it till today. And at the same time, you're allowing the cows to overrun you? Why do you do that? Who are you fearing? What are you afraid of? Somebody come to take all your father's property and you sit home or you're running. You have these herdsmen in the jungles. Who lives in the jungle other than criminals? They are runaways. If you want to do business, you stay in towns, you rent homes, pay your rent or buy houses and stay there. Why would you live in the jungle? And people know and people see them and they keep quiet. And whom do you expect to come and do it for you? Nobody? You waiting for the politicians to do it? They will never do it for you. Instead, they will sell you. They will mortgage you. Make you to be in misery forever. And what do they do with their money? Nothing. You cannot significantly tell what any politician do with their money. And when they leave that country, when they go outside Nigeria, they ride trains, they ride taxis, and they walk like other human beings. And when they come home, they become lords and queens that nobody can reach them. And they come outside, even the countries that they deposited their millions of dollars. They don't even go on limousines or convoys. How can one governor, maybe going for lunch with his friends, we go with over 30 or 40 convoys? Is it not madness? And the citizens are suffering. And like Fela said, suffering and smiling. And you're expecting that one day it will be good. How can it be good? If you don't fix it, how can it be good? You go to college, get your degree, get your masters, get your PhDs, and go home, drive a motorbike to make a living, pepe and keke, or pepe and keke, whatever you call it. You drive taxi with your PhD. For how long will you do this? You can't help your father, can't help your mother, help your sisters or your own children, can't help your wife. And they say you be quiet to avoid. And most especially, it has created more social problems. False prophets jumping out here and there just to make money, but not using the name of God. Politicians, people go to politics. Someone is a governor and is building malls, is building factories in other countries, like in Imo State. A governor has taken over more than 40% before he left office of the government properties, converted them to himself, gave some to his wife, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, husband, whatever thing you can call it. And people are quiet over it. Why are you quiet? So that you don't die? If you stay in your home starving to death because you have worked for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years without salaries, nobody is paying you, and they're stealing your money to do other crazy stuff. And if you go there to speak out and challenge these evils and die there, what's the difference? It's better that you're talking and die than you starving to death. And what do they do with the money? Nothing. Like I always say, all the money they steal from the government, they don't do anything other than to hide them. And in the process of hiding them too, they will lose all the money. You put it in other countries where you cannot even go to talk or challenge whatever thing they do with your money. But you want to keep it away from the people who deserve that money. You can build hospitals. Every little time you and your family are going abroad for shopping, going to Dubai, you're going to London, you're going to New York, you're going to Sao Paulo, you're going to Buenos Aires, traveling around the world. Somebody made those places to be beautiful. And it could have been you. Somebody challenged the person who's using their phones over there so that they will use them properly. And it could have been you. So you have to get up. But one thing that is very clear to everybody, is that those money they steal, no matter where they keep them, they can never enjoy it. A lot of times, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when you steal public money, when you put people in such ridiculous conditions of suffering, conditions of starvation, when people are cursing you because of the things you do, God listens. It is very clear. If 3 people curse you, 1 must affect you. That's why a lot of times, particularly those people in the military and the police, they'll be there for donkey years, 10, 20, 30 years, and they come out, they can't even get apartments of their own, irrespective of the money they extort from people. Why? Because they are being cursed daily and weekly and monthly and yearly. You can't go home, you can never be happy. You can never be healthy if these people keep cursing you, because God is hearing their cries. You're a governor. Every time you're running out, going to other people's countries, instead of making your own better, and their citizens are cursing you, and you think that you get away with it? No, God is not a fool. Spend that billions over there, and still you die of those sicknesses. You go there, something that will be beyond your control will be happening to you. At the end, who loses? You stole the money from the people and you don't even enjoy it. Let me give you a little this thing from the Bible here, what it says. Let me go to the Proverbs chapter 1, 25 to 28. It says, because you disdain all my counsel, and my reproof of you ignored, I, in my turn, will laugh at your doom, will mock when terror overtakes you. Terror overtakes you. When terror comes upon you, it will come upon you like a storm, and your doom approaches like a wind. When distress and anguish befall you, look at that, distress and anguish before you, then they will call me, and I will not answer. This is what God said. They will come to you like a storm. That's what he said here. Terror will overtake you. Terror will overtake you. Terror comes upon you like a storm. Doom approaches like a wind. When distress and anguish befall you, then they will call me. Start calling him. Run into the people that call themselves prophets, evangelists. You run them, donate the millions of naira, millions of dollars, millions of pounds for them to take away your distress, the anguishness. And those people will rip you off, take your money, send you home, and you go home and die. Because why? God said, I will not answer. That's what he said. God said it, not me. This is the Holy Bible. He said he will not answer. When you think that You running away. You can run, but you can't hide. When you are punishing your people, and you are there to help them, and you promise to help them, you take oath to help them, and at the long run, you don't do anything. And what do you think that God will do? You run it from helter skelter, going to churches, mosque, a lot of house of worships, trying to find a favor from God. And God is saying, I will not answer. He will not. Because He won't do much aid. And when you get there, you knowingly and consciously do those things. Just to be rich. Just to be powerful. And just to be in control of other people. And you keep doing it. When that storm of anger from God, of destruction from God comes onto you, and you be calling God, He said, I will not answer you. That's what He said. It's not me. And let me go to, let me try another place. I see what God said there. I do read these things because this is what belongs to all of us. I'm not, like I said over and over, I'm not a prophet. Talking about the words of God is what belongs to all of us. We are men. You don't need to wait when God sends somebody to your home and open your brain and dump into the words of God into it. Reading the Bible, everybody, most of the people have Bibles and Qurans, holy books in their homes. But the problem is that, do you read them? It's meant for us. When the priests come, maybe they have better knowledge. They can explain the things we don't understand. We can ask questions. But outside the Bible itself, on the level of moral judgments, we know the right things to do. And we don't do them. You think that you can impose yourself on anybody because you are on a seat of power? Because you have the money of the government or the people, and you spend it and use it anyhow to terrorize people? When God comes back to pay you back, and you calling Him, He will not answer you. He will not answer you. Let me see, look here, like Luke chapter 11. Luke chapter 11, verse 39. Let me see what it says here. The Lord said to him, O ye Pharisees, although you cleanse the outside of the cup and the dish, inside you are filled with plunder and evil. That's a shame. It's like when you decorate a tomb. People die, you put them in a casket, dump them on the ground, dump them inside the motherland. You come outside, decorate it, beautify it, put beautiful flowers, and use gold to decorate it. But what you're decorating is something that is decaying inside, rotten. But you're putting gold and beautiful flowers on top. That's what Luke says here on 11:39. And let me go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 18 to 19. Let me go to 18 here. It says, let no one deceive himself. If anyone among you consider himself wise in this age, let him become a fool so as to become wise. Did you hear that? When you think that power of authority you are controlling is wisdom, it is not. That it makes you wise, it does not make you wise. You may think that you are rich. Well, on our own level, we might say that you are rich, but your richness doesn't mean anything. It's foolishness. Foolishness. You steal in it, you take it to train your children and train your members of your family. At the end, you find out they are all cursed. They are cursed. They go outside, even outside the country, they be stupid. drinking alcohol, smoking drugs, and most of them are useless, and they come back, they may give you some heartbreak, and start asking, start calling God, start looking for somebody who will do wonders for you. Look, let me go to chapter 19. He said, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness in the eyes of God. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness in the eyes of God. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being with me. And at this modern time, we have to think again what we're doing. When Jesus Christ was here, from what we learned, he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Anything you can think you can do for yourself, do for your neighbor too. That money you spend, you riding wonderful cars, you riding your jets, helicopters, do for your neighbors too. Anything that your neighbors don't deserve, that means you don't deserve them. That's the word of God. So we should be thinking, when anything we are doing, we think of the consequences, we think of the future at the end. Where will this lead you to? Don't think, okay, let me steal it now, put it in the bank, and when I come back, I apologize to God. Say, God, I didn't know when I did it. Then you're lying again to God. So, my people in the world, youth and young adults, particularly those in the eastern part of Nigeria, wake up. Take your future into your hands. Don't give anybody consent to insult you, abuse you. If you do that, even you may go to hell, because God will ask you at the end. I give you this intelligence, I give you this privilege to make your life better. Why did you allow somebody to take it away from you? Mostly somebody who is inferior to you. Why did you allow that? God has his reasons for doing his own things. And if he has given you that opportunity, don't abuse it. If God has given you opportunity to defend yourself and you fail to do it, you have abused the privilege God has given you. He didn't give you the same intelligence like a cow, like a goat, a sheep, or a dog. Give you smartness because he knows why he did that and he expects you to use it. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I leave you, please subscribe. Subscribe is very important, and I appreciate you being with me. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Ou blague avec le type.
Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace. Oh Lord, I thank you for your grace.
The Bible says that the grace of God is sufficient for you. Are you a believer in that grace? Let's show it.
For all your blessings in